لست مدد صاحب السيف السلام عليكم طريقة الصوفة في الحرم من جميعات. This tariqat, it is based on association. With association, the wildest ego, it can become the reason for you to gain to the highest stations. With the association and you listening, keep the children quiet a little bit, 5-10 minutes, sohbet is happening. Later they can cry much as they want. The women, they are hearing me. Take care of them a little bit, inshallah. We will see what our Shaykh is opening for us. Today, we are asking him to send something that is going to benefit us, inshallah. We are not going to be busy with knowledge that does not benefit us. There are so many knowledges in this world. To be busy with the knowledge that doesn't benefit us, that is a sign that Allah does not love that servant. If we are running for the love of Allah, we must be busy with the knowledge that concerns us. Murids, people who are looking for tariqat, they already made one step in the direction that hadith sharif is saying, to look for the knowledge that concerns them. Everyone is looking for knowledge everywhere here. Today especially. They think anything that is there, it used to be anything that is printed in a book, it is knowledge. Now nobody reads any books anymore. They're looking at a little screen there. And they're saying knowledge is in there. It is not. Holy Prophet ﷺ is saying, the knowledge that does not concern you, if you see someone who is busy with that, there is a sign that Allah does not love that one. So we enter into tariqat to gain knowledge. But what kind of knowledge? We don't enter into tariqat to gain the knowledge to learn fiqh, or to learn tajweed, or to learn nahu, or to learn the other branches of knowledges that is in the religion. No, you enter to tariqat to gain the highest knowledge. The highest knowledge is the knowledge of Allah. There is no knowledge higher than that. Not Arabic, not tilawat, nothing. Knowledge of Allah. Not to know about Allah, to know Allah. But what is that key to know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Holy Prophet ﷺ is saying, don't look to see who is saying. Don't look to see what kind of philosophy is nice for you to hear to find an answer. What is that one, the most beloved one in divine presence, is saying? The one who knows himself, he knows his Lord. So if you don't know yourself, you will not know your Lord. You can know everything else. You can know the knowledge and the secrets of this world and the paradises. You can know the secrets of all alams, but you don't know yourself. You don't know Allah. You can know the secrets of the 4 books, the 104 books, the 100 suhufs, and the 4 kitabs that is given to the prophets. You know all of it, but you don't know yourself. You will not know Allah. So we in tariqat, taking knowledge that concerns us, not knowledge that doesn't concern us. And these days, that is marifah. Because we are surrounded by so much information. What is necessary, what is not. What is going to benefit, what is not going to benefit. Iqra, people are saying. Anything you read, that is knowledge. Because the first commandment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the first ayat that came down, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, Iqra. Read. But read what? Books, websites, the internet. Read what? The Quran Karim come down in a book that Hazrat Jibreel alayhi salam is opening and saying to the Prophet, read. Is it coming like that? No. He's saying read. Prophet ﷺ says, I don't know how to read, and he hugged him. He hugged him and he squeezed him and he transferred 3 times what is from the heart to the heart. And read what? Read what is in your heart, O Prophet. Read what is in your heart. You're entering into tariqat. If every day you're not opening this book to read what is in your heart, you are not making any progress. Because that heart is the throne of Allah. Allah is saying, I created everything, but nothing can encompass me. Nothing can contain me except for the heart of a believer. That the angels, they wanted to see Allah, and Allah says, you cannot see me, you cannot stand to see me. I have created you from light, but from my divine lights, you will burn, you will perish if you see me. But if you really want, go down into the world and look into the hearts of the believers, you will find me there, you will see me there. We just finished making the tawaf of the Kaaba. The Kaaba is a direction. The Kaaba is not the throne of Allah. That one who is remembering his Lord, opening his heart, opening his book, and getting rid of all others except for Allah. You think the angels are not going to circle and make tawaf around our hearts? That time he will look with the nur of Allah. That time his heart will move. It is a sign. Billions of Muslims we have, but our hearts are dead. The heart's not moving because the zikr is not looked at something that is important anymore. If anything, they say, don't remember Allah. Zikr is a bid'at. Even those ones who are not saying it is a bid'at, they take the zikr as a joke. Zikr is not just to sit and to say with your tongue or to pull with your tasbih. Zikr, it is to look into your heart. Our kalima is La ilaha illallah. You're not busy with La ilaha illallah. You're not busy to say La to the ilahs that we have put in our heart. How is Allah going to be there? La ilaha illallah. Are we saying La to the ilahs that continuously every day we're putting into our hearts? Are we checking? We're not checking. So how our hearts are going to move? So yes, in these days of Karbala, how our hearts are going to move? On the one hand, we have Karbala that is just going to be observed completely egoistic also, completely emotional, not understanding what is the wisdom, not understanding that if I was there, where would I be? My ego, the ilahs that I have accumulated in my heart, do you really think, any of us, that we are going to be better than Yazid? You can proclaim now, but Yazid grew up with Hazrati Hussein. None of us has seen Hazrati Hussein. If you think that you're better than Yazid, you still have that pride and you're worse than Yazid. So the heart is not working anymore. One side is too much, extreme, and that love of Hazrati Hussein and the love of Ahlul Bayt is also informed on the hate of those ones that they think are opposed to them. Love and hate cannot enter into the same heart. You cannot say, I love Hazrati Hussein, but I hate those ones who are opposed to him, and I hate those ones thinking that they're not supporting him. We have no love for Yazid, don't get me wrong. But we have to look at our ego and the shaitan that is inside of us, and we have to be careful of that. not to be careful of and not to start cursing of those ones. That happened. That happened a long time ago. It's still happening today. Where are we today? And that hatred that they're putting there, it is all mixed up now. It's not only to Yazid that is wrong. Now that hatred is transferred to the other Sahabi Kiram. Correct or not? Why they are not supporting Hazrat Hussein when he went? That maybe not hatred, but that distaste is also given to Hazrat Hassan, saying, Hazrat Hussein made this very big gesture, but Hazrat Hassan, he negotiated. He used diplomacy. Although the Prophet ﷺ said, this grandson of mine, he will be the cause that will stop bloodshed from happening in my ummah. So on one hand, you have that extreme emotion. And on the other hand, you have the people who are not even moving in the day of Ashura. They have no love for the Ahlul Bayt. They are not moving. They don't care. Sit like this a little bit. I'm speaking. Look to see where I'm looking. That they are not moving. We have lost. We have lost. This is knowledge, but we have lost it. Because Islam is a ruling system. If Islam is not ruling, you will lose everything. Slowly but surely everything you're going to lose. You're going to lose your holy days and nights. You're going to lose your culture. You're going to lose your lifestyle. You're going to lose your zikr. Everything you're going to lose. And when you lose, what do you add on? Innovations. Yes, just like the earlier nations. When they stop following their prophets and they start following their ego, and they take different things, wrong things from around them, and they say this is also part of the religion. Yes, something that is not for us to be celebrating on the day of Ashura. Because everything else that happened on the day of Ashura, that Adam alayhi salam, he was forgiven. Idris alayhi salam, he was raised. The day of Ashura, that the flood stopped. On the day of Ashura, that's why we're eating Ashura. Because that is a sunnat all the way from Hazrat Nuh alayhi salam, when he landed on dry land and the rain and the waters of Jahannam stopped. It's not regular water, it's the water from Jahannam that burns. It stopped. And he collected everything that they had in the ship and he made it into a food, and they call it Ashura, and they ate it to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to put the surma, that is all the different sunnats that happen, that people, their hearts are so hard, they don't believe anymore. They will take 1,000 innovations of their lifestyle. But when you say this is coming from the prophets, they say, how do you know? That is the day that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saved the nation of Musa alayhi salam. The sea was split. That was the day that Isa alayhi salam, he was taken to paradise. So many events, so many situations happen on the day of Ashura. Always showing what? The mercy of Allah and the forgiveness of Allah. This nation on the day of Ashura, what do we witness? All those things happened in earlier nations. This nation, what do we witness? The sacrifice. The sacrifice of the grandson of the Holy Prophet ﷺ. That should wake you up, not to cry and to beat yourself. That should wake you up to say, that is the way of the Ahlul Bayt. That is the way of Islam. That is our way. Our way now until we die, it is to sacrifice. especially in these last 100 years. What sacrifice we're seeing? You're not sacrificing. The tyrants, they are slaughtering the innocent ones. But corruption, it is everywhere. Tyranny, it is everywhere. There is no shadow of Allah on earth to cool the nation. There is no sword of Allah on earth to divide haq and batil. Like what the hadith the Sharif is saying in the khutbah. Pray as much as you want. Make dua. Your dua is not accepted. Ask for forgiveness. You will not be forgiven. Allah is saying this through the mouth of His Prophet. We are here. This is Akhir Zaman. We have come. Yes, you are running after Mahdi. So many running after Mahdi, but they know nothing. Do you understand what Mahdi is running after? Do you understand the tyranny that he is up against? Are you being busy with that? No, you're busy with Mahdi, you lost, you're finished. Because Mahdi alayhi salam is here to fight against the batil. Are you fighting against batil now? No, you're not. You're just preaching love and tolerance everywhere. You're not even seeing suffering. You're not even crying. You're not going to be with Mahdi alayhi salam. You're going to be with Dajjal. Dajjal is going to come to say love and peace and tolerance and unity. There's no hardship. We must accept and love each other. There is no haq, there is no batil. Everything is okay, everything is good. Not Hazrat Mahdi alayhi salam. Yes. Shaykh Maulana Hazratari, Shaykh Effendi Hazratari, they have been committed their whole lives, not just to be talking about Mahdi alayhi salam, but they talk about the tricks and the traps of Dajjal and the tyranny of this Akhir Zaman. Are we now concerned with that? Are we being busy with that to see whether we have any drop of sympathy for the system of Dajjal? You have that, you cannot be with Mahdi alayhi salam. So many they are. In the way of tariqat they are. Especially in these days. Forget about Ashura. Especially in these days. We just finished the Eid. Is there any real reason to celebrate Eid? People want to celebrate? Huh? You're sleeping? Or your heart completely dead? Oh, you want to celebrate because your stomach is full. You want to celebrate because you have clothes on your back. You have a house. And everything is okay. You want to celebrate. You're not a believer. Because there are millions of believers that are suffering. And there are billions of the Ummati Muhammad that is suffering. Why should I feel? Because the Prophet says the believers, they are one body. If one part feels the pain, the whole body suffers. We're not believers anymore, and definitely we're not one body. So that's the time you can stand up and you can jump up and down and laugh and joke and dance. You can be very happy. Are you understanding the reality of the suffering that is? Are we saying, well, what can I do? Oh, you completely lost your faith. Then you say, what you can do? You even forgot how to pray, huh? You even forgot how to, Prophet is saying, at least forbid what is right and wrong, forbid what is wrong and enjoin what is right in your heart. You even forgot how to do that, huh? I finish. Where are you leading people now? What is the reason to celebrate these days in reality? We just finished the Qurban. And I said in the Qurban khutbah, I said there's no real reason. We're doing it because it is commanded for us. We understand. We are cutting the animals. Their blood is flowing. But for years, our brothers and sisters, our mothers and fathers, Our children, their throats have been cut and the blood has been flowing. So why should we celebrate? Especially in this open, what is happening in Burma, open. It's not on the only place. It's not the only situation. It's happening everywhere. So, astaghfirullah. We are saying shukr. Whatever that we have, we are not being ungrateful. We're saying shukr. And we're also saying astaghfirullah, Ya Rabbi. What is separating us from them? You think we are very special? Those ones, they are already saved. Those ones, they live and they die for the sake of Allah. They are going to come in very high stations on the Day of Judgment. We are the ones that we should be worrying, because Allah has given us everything. And if we cannot even have the heart for others, oh, you have heart for yourself, definitely. Everyone has heart for themselves. Everyone will beg Allah for their own comfort. If you have pain, you're going to pray so much for yourself, or at least for your children, a little bit here and there. Correct or not? Murids, that much you're feeling for yourself and for your children, are you feeling for the ummah? Answer truthfully. This is the footstep of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, that when he was just born, he says, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah inni Rasulullah ummati ummati. In the presence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he is remembering us. In the time when he's taken away, veiled from this world, he is saying, Ummati, Ummati. What is the Ummah thinking? It's not thinking like that about the Prophet, definitely. It's not thinking like that about each other. Because if you have so much love for the Prophet ﷺ, you're going to feel his pain. That is just connected to love. You cannot love someone and you see him crying over something and your heart is not moving. It doesn't happen that way. It doesn't. You love someone. When he's happy, you're happy. When he's sad, you're very sad. You don't have to understand, but you understand him. So all this love for the Prophet ﷺ. Look to ourselves. This is for us. First, this is for us in these days. How are you going to take this now? Take it any way you want. But take it and use it. Because the sohbat, when you use it, through association, those ones who were burying their children in the hot desert sands, they became the most precious and the most valuable people in the sights of Allah, other than the prophets, the Sahabi Kiram. Through sohbat, they became Sahabis. Take the sohbat and put to your lives. Take the sohbat, don't just put it in the sohbat time, put it when something is in front of you, right after this, tomorrow, next day, your whole life that you don't like. Use the sohbat then. People come to me, they say, oh, I'm nothing, I'm no one, I'm low, I'm the weakest, I'm the... I say, let me not say anything. But when the time comes, when the opportunity comes, same one says, kiss my hand. MashaAllah. What happened to all your, I'm nothing, I'm no one, I will die for you, nothing. What happened? Change so fast? You're not using this, or you're separating. Or sohbat is only for when I'm sitting in sohbat, my heart is moving. When I'm outside of sohbat, it's completely something else. This is life. Oh, murids, wake up. That kind of faith is not going to save you. The kind of faith, 1 minute you say, I will die for Allah, I am nothing, I'm the lowest, I'm the most dirty one. Next minute you say, kiss my hand. Allahu Akbar. If you understand what it means when someone will kiss your hand, you're going to run away from it. You are going to run to kiss that one's hand and kiss that one's feet. If you understand, if you have intelligence. Wake up. These days, wake up. Don't be fooled, inshallah. A believer cannot be fooled. May Allah forgive me and bless you. Fatiha. Assalamu alaikum.